Hello out there. Hello. This is Linda Simole Ella of The Living Woman. We want to look at some nitty gritties of self disruption at this COVID time. At this time, we are spending more time at home, and the question is what ambience are you creating in your home? We are spending more time with our kids, more time with our spouse, more time with members of our household. So, what kind of ambience are we creating in their home? And when I talk about we, the living woman is about the mother, the wife, the sister, the daughter out there. So, as a mother, as a wife, as an elder sister, a parent, the ambience you create in your home through your words, actions, and behaviors will determine if every other person experience the place as a home or not. You are an authority figure, so how you use your influence and control matters a lot. However, take note of this. If you want peace, first give yourself peace. If you find yourself always shouting, screaming at people, angry at your children, angry at everyone around you, dishing out commands, know that it is you who is not giving yourself the peace you may so desire. Now let's look at our kids. With our kids or with our words, they don't have to be our biological children. Our children around us are our children. Let the young ones be able to help them to find ways of engaging themselves at this time. And how can we do that at this time? They need to keep up with their study. The children need to be learning math, English, science, and all other subjects, especially even those subjects where they are weak. It's a good time to hold their hands and give them that support. What I did is I did a schedule for the children to help them study. Kids love to play. So it makes it very challenging, and however, we are making progress. The first few weeks was difficult for them to adjust, but right now everybody goes in their own little corner, take their book. While I'm also studying, they also study. So let's not leave them like that now that schools are closed. Give them practical experiences around the home, domestic chores. The young ones, they can do domestic chores too. Problem solving, engage their minds positively. Watch them to ensure that they are not in a room or some corner where they are molested or sexually abused. Please watch out for this, even with close relatives. I'm sorry to say, but we really have to watch out for this, even with close relatives. And as you know, this has happened and it still happens. So know where your children are and what they are doing, because you and I owe them that. Take one-on-one with your child. Let each of them feel special. They are watching us. Let them be. Let them see that we appreciate each of them as they are. I talk often with young ladies. Some do not have good stories and experiences to tell in their relationship with their parents. Some in particular, in the relationship with their mother. Some say they sometimes wonder if their mother is their mother or their father is their father because of how they are treated. So don't get me wrong. I know kids, children, our words can really piss you off, and you can really get angry. Of course, you choose to be angry, of course. But when a pattern of treatment is established such that the child feels victimized, abused, and just outrightly oppressed by you, the parent, you as a person of authority, you need to check yourself. This is very important. I don't want to overflog this point, but I believe you get it already. So please pay attention when that child is really not very happy with the way you consistently treat him or her. Balance is what we are calling for. Now let's look at with our spouse. Depending on the existing relationship, spending this more time with spouse can indeed have its issues. But whatever your situation is, please know this. It is you who is answerable for how you live your life. Your spouse may not be exactly as you would want him or her to be, yet your very happiness, your inner peace and well-being is completely dependent on you. And if you give that power to your spouse, then you bear with the frustration of giving the power of your joy and happiness to someone else. So still on our relationship with our spouse, we could better help ourselves in the following ways. 1. Feel more compassion for him or for her. Feel more compassion. You might have a thousand and one reasons why you will be angry, you want to judge him or her, to just your expectations are not being met. But all in all, we are saying find it in your heart to feel a little more compassion and more understanding of the spouse. Secondly, know what he or she is only know that he or she is only doing things to the level they know. If they knew better, they would do better. This should be a consoling thought. If he knew better, if she knew better, he or she would be doing better. So be conscious of that too. Thirdly, be less judgmental towards him or her. Just learn to excuse him, learn to excuse her. Okay, here I would like to say we are not going to excuse any. A man raises his hand to hit me, to beat me. That's not the kind of excuse I'm talking about. Physical violence is completely out of this. Emotional violence, any form of violence, sexual violence is not to be excused at all. But what I mean is, we all are not perfect. We have our flaws. I have, he has. So on just on the surface level, with the issues of personality difference and weaknesses and strengths, we learn to excuse one another. That will help you deal better with your spouse. Fourthly, begin to let go of some of the expectations of your spouse. I really mean this, and this helps a lot. I understand that some expectations are really very basic. For example, okay, he can't be eating food in the house and stay for like 4-5 months or even a whole year, like without giving a dime to cook food. Okay, I am sure that there are homes where this happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Yeah, so those are like basic expectations that can really annoy us as wives, as mothers. But then when you see that it's not your expectation, it's not happening, you just have to find a way to get past it and move on. Keep doing what you're doing as best as you can. Just know that everything you're doing is for yourself at the end of the day, to make yourself comfortable and happy. So it's some basic expectations are like, oh, that's how it should be. But the point is, start letting go of some of your expectations and just let your spouse be. Let them be. Let yourself be. You do what you can. My spouse will always tell me, do what you can. And I take that as a very good example of just letting the other person be. Because sometimes you're wanting the person to do this and do that, do this and do that. He will always tell me, you do what you can. And truly, I have learned how to just do what I can. Okay. Then with members of the household, there are other persons who live with us in the house. The wife or the husband or both authority figures can really have issues in this regard. Some of these household members are often young people. Now that the universities are closed, they are around. Extended family members, our kids, our in-laws, and friends are around. It's annoying when you have to tell grown-up young people what they're supposed to be doing in the morning when they wake up. Young people have their idiosyncrasies, Sometimes they are really can be lazy, have nonchalant attitudes, they are careless, disrespectful, and the likes. And just this is just what we find in some of our situations. However, let's be patient. We all once passed through these stages. We are not always perfect. So, as the authority figure, yours is to guide, direct, correct, advise. Note the top of the cake cherry is note that the top of the cake cherry is when you are able to reach out to these individuals on a personal level. Take time to talk with them, know their fears, know their concerns, know their worries, if any. Listen to them, let them know that you care. And when I'm talking about you as the wife in the house, or just taking out time to reach out to these members of your household, even individually. Let them really know that you care. This is like leadership on your part. A good leader takes their time to reach out to those who are following them. It's an extra commitment on your part, but you can do it. So this may be difficult to pull on your part, but it will change both you and the person. It will change each member of your household. Because when you come closer to people and try to understand them, as crazy as they may be behaving, you might find something different. You find some positive aspects of positive perspective, or the person will share something that you had never known before. So everything may not get repaired at once, but a more positive experience will begin to emerge, both for you and for that individual. And that is great already. So this is what we wanted to talk about today, just to know that now that we are spending more time at home, the ambience we create in the home for our kids, for our spouse, and for the members of our household is very important. Please, I invite you to keep watching the video, to share it with others, to subscribe, and whenever we have topics that relate to women and how best they can live their life in the path of growth and in the path of purpose, we will always come out here to share with you. Thank you very much. The Living Woman, reaching for your greatness.